great about an E28 M5 is when we have Classic Heroes customers down who aren't familiar with the BMW brand, especially at that period of time during the 80s, and they jump in and I take them for a slightly spirited drive around the country roads here. I mean, I look at them and they're speechless. I mean, they cannot believe that a car that from 1986 still performs and drives like this. I mean, it's refined, it's comfortable, you can put the kids in it, go on holiday in it, and yet for those great moments of an empty road, late at night when you're by yourself, I mean, the car feels absolutely like the super saloon that it was designed to be all those years ago. I mean, it's just great, lovely and supple, brilliant in the wet, totally forgiving to drive. But the real thing you'll notice that I think gives you the ability to position a car so well on the road is the visibility. It's all glass, it's like sitting in a greenhouse. The position is brilliant. Many of you will be familiar with BMW's legendary M88, which is, for those of you who don't know, straight six, 24 valve twin cam, 3.5 litre, with individual throttle bodies running Motronic, 286 horsepower. I mean, that was staggering from a 3.5 litre engine back in 1986 and 87. I mean, it gives the car two completely different personalities. The enormous torque of this engine makes it an incredibly relaxing car to drive, and here we are bumbling along 2,000 RPM, 60 miles an hour in top, and it's, I mean, it will, as you can see, it pulls like an automatic. But of course, it all comes alive above 4,000 RPM, and that's where that 24 valve twin cam really starts to punch you towards the horizon. It's a brilliant engine, absolutely brilliant. When I get our E28 M5 out of the Classic Heroes collection and take it for a spin, and if I haven't been in it for a while, I mean, it sounds strange, but they still amaze me. I mean, the handling is absolutely brilliant. I mean, when you think back to 1986 and what was available at the time, and this really sort of launched the super saloon, if you like, it must have been amazing to get in this car and have this sort of performance and this sort of handling from what really was a family four-door saloon car. I mean, a real experience is an E28 M5 in the wet, just to see how amazingly forgiving it is. The first generation M5 for me will always be a favourite, and it is the split personality and the build quality of the car. That ability, as I said, to do the school run with the kids or go on holiday with the luggage, but then also have a real bit of fun on the open road. I mean, that's very clever, especially when we talk about you know, how long ago that actually was. But also, it's that lovely 80s solid build quality feel that the E28 M5 had, as did all those 80s BMW, whether it be E30, E24, E28, they all had that lovely build quality feel to them. And here we have the lovely E28 M5. This is the Classic Heroes one from our own personal collection. Some of you are probably familiar with this car and seen it about because we use it and we enjoy it. Lovely that it is. It's not a museum piece. We like to go and have a bit of fun in it from time to time. It never ceases to amaze people who aren't so familiar with the E28 M5 just how amazing this car was for 1986, 1987. I mean, we all know it's a super saloon. We all know it's 286 horsepower. Everybody's read about the handling and how forgiving they are and how special they are. But it's the level of refinement that you got from this car. I mean, not just the obvious things like the full leather, but electric sunroof, glass being an option, electric seats, air conditioning. It may be a silly little thing, but I love that for a touch. The little arrow showing you where the bonnet catches. I mean, you don't see that, things as clever as that in modern cars now. Brilliant. But there we have it, that legendary M88. I've already told you a bit about its 286 horsepower, 24 valve twin cam with individual throttle bodies, absolutely brilliant. And of course started life in the M1, but obviously in the E28 M5 wet sump version and the M1 dry sump. A lovely full toolkit is always a great thing to see. I mean, you just don't see toolkits like that on modern cars. Absolutely brilliant. Unfortunately, the kids used to nick them for all the push bikes. But battery moved into the boot on the E28 M5 to make not just a weight difference, but also to make room under the engine bay. And this car, strangely, because the first owner did a lot of long distances, was fitted with the Hartger long-range fuel tank. Well, the E28 M535 had the metric TRX wheel, but the great thing about the E28 M5 is they stuck with an old-fashioned Imperial rim, which of course means still today we can buy decent quality rubber. And this is a 16 by 7.5. You've all heard how wonderful the M5 is as a driving experience. You've all read articles about it and we all know that, but the thing that never ceases to amaze people is just how sophisticated this car was for 1986 and 1987. So one minute you were galloping along using all those 286 horsepower, but the next minute with the family in the car, I mean, what refinement, full leather, electric seats, air conditioning, great visibility, loads of legroom, electric sunroof, electric rear blind. I mean, it goes on and on. The car really was a great place to be.